Okay, in the name of Allah, God who is called by many names, welcome to the Saviours Helper channel. I'm so grateful that you all can be with us today. We have several participants online right now. We have Elliot Pasek, we have Vincent Muhammad, and more are scheduled and on the way. And we have you, and of course, at the center of it all and the universe is God himself. We want to start off this meeting with the grace and peace of blessings to each and every last one of you who are in the spirit with us of the Million Man March as we embark upon what is, I believe, a monumental approach towards peace for the entire human family. One of the members of our human family, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as you know, is being maligned in the public and called an anti-Semite. We who are on this line today are standing together to say and demand that this be a thing of the past, along with all mistruths, all lies and ridicule that's unjust. We just want it to stop. We demand that the name of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam be removed from all hate group listings. We will start this meeting off with two clips. One will be of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan answering a question that was posed upon him about anti-Semitism. And the second will be a news report from ABC that preceded the anniversary of the Million Man March of 10-10-15. And that's a very key video because in the video, the news reporter also says that the march included all races. So if that's the case, that's part of our rebuttal. That's part of our argument that even news reporters and other people who may not want to step up today have said out of their mouths that we are not anti-Semitic or anti-anybody based upon color, class, or creed. We just want equality, freedom, justice, and equality. So let's get straight to the video without further ado. And again, I want to thank everyone who is here on the line. I'm going to go right to the videos and then we can proceed with our meeting. Thank you for your patience.
Jewish leaders in Los Angeles are saying that your statements, and consequently Mayor Bradley's keeping quiet about your statements until after your speech, proved to be divisive among two people who had been getting along rather well. Your reaction?
Sir, the Jews and the blacks that get along rather well are those Jews and those blacks who have some mutual interest. There is no black-Jewish relationship on a mass level, Jew to black. That's a farce. And the kind of relationship that we have with Jews that I'm very interested in ending is that landlord-tenant relationship, is that we clean your house relationship, is that you are the manager, we are the talent, you are the movie producer, and we are just the actor. We want mutual respect and mutual benefit out of any relationship that we have with Jews or anyone else.
Would you briefly explain the difference between what is considered anti-Semitism and what is considered anti-Zionism?
You know, I think your question should be properly posed to the Jews, for they are the ones that label me as anti-Semitic, but no one ever asked them to define the term. So don't ask me, a black, to define a Jewish-made term, which is really a cloud and a camouflage that they put up every time some black person criticizes some aspect of Jewish misbehavior. I refuse to accept that title. I will criticize Jews or anyone else whom I believe is incorrect in whatever policy they have. And if the Jews want to throw up the smoke screen that I'm anti-Semitic, you that write and call me anti-Semitic, ask the Jews to define that term, then apply that term to what I say and what I do.
Today, a group of religious leaders came together to call for justice for all. D.C. Bureau Chief Sam Ford reports from Northwest with a look at plans to mark the anniversary of the Million Man March.
Though it was billed as a press conference, it was anything but. It was a rally for Nation of Islam Minister Louis Farrakhan and against many of the recent events from Ferguson to Charleston that have angered African Americans.
We came to tell every racist, white supremacist, we don't die, we multiply. We gotta get justice or else.
That was the repeated theme, justice or else.
Because it's black lives that are being slaughtered. We know what justice is. It's fair dealing. It's the law that distinguishes between right and wrong.
Farrakhan and others who organized the Million Man March in October 1995 will hold a 20th anniversary march in October to include people of all races, genders, and orientations.
They see the lack of fairness in this nation, and they are determined to make a change, and the way that we do that is with unity.
Farrakhan belittled efforts after Charleston, like calling for the removal of the Confederate flag.
Pull a flag down and you supposed to go away satisfied? See, you don't know what justice looks like.
Okay, brothers and sisters, supporters of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Those two clips are very key, as I mentioned earlier. But I want to focus on the term anti-Semite. And in our petition, I basically copied and pasted Webster's version or explanation as to what a Semite was. And I would like to read that to you as well. Regarding the false claim of anti-Semitism, by definition, according to the commonly accepted and world-renowned Webster Dictionary, the definition of the word Semite is 1, a member of any of a number of peoples of ancient southwestern Asia, including the Akkadians, Phoenicians, Hebrews, and Arabs. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A descendant of these peoples, a member of a modern people speaking a Semitic language. And the definition of the word Semitic is 1, of relating to or constituting a subfamily of the Afro-Asiatic language family that includes Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, and Amharic. 2, relating to the characteristic of the Semites. 3, Jewish. And the third is the Jewish. So, brothers and sisters, and those who are watching, it is clear that the minister was right and exact by stating, let them give me the definition, because it's confusing to me, because there is no reason for this to be, there's no reason for them to call us that, because according to the dictionary, we are the Semites. So I think he was extremely wise in answering that question in the way that he did. And the second clip, as I mentioned, the news reporter also stated that the march, the subsequent march, the 10-10-15 march, included all races. They were all invited to the event. Now, I want to go right into the acknowledging a few names of those who have actually signed our petition. Public Enemies, Professor Griff, thank you, brother, for signing our petition. Curtis Myers from New York, Ada Muhammad, Cynthia Malone, Joseph Muhammad, Susan Muhammad, Miss Jones, radio personality out of the East Coast, Gerald Owens, Elijah Cross, and the list goes on. Literally, we are now at 864 signers with only 136 to go to get to 1,000. And our goal is 2 million signers by February 26th, Saviours Day. So, brothers and sisters, that means that when we hand this list to Minister Farrakhan as a gift, it will not only lift his spirit up, but it will also show the world that we can, in fact, move on as a human family, even after the prophesied departure of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, who has one more thing to do, he said, before he meets with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So, brothers and sisters, we need you to sign the petition, share the petition, and add your comments to the petition to help boost it up. Now, let's talk about how you can support before we get into our testimonies and comments, which is coming up right in just a few minutes. One of the things that you can do to help is, after signing, leaving a comment on the petition, you can give a donation towards the promotions right there on change.org. As you can see, the web address is right below your screen. It's change.org/hands-off-Farrakhan. Or you can go to saviorshelper.com and make a direct donation to the Nation of Islam by clicking donation, then Nation of Islam. If you'd like to help our campaign, because we do need flyers, posters, billboards, and we need to pay for advertisement as well for those media outlets that will charge us. If you'd like to do that, you can make that donation directly to the Saviors Helper channel, and we will use that towards our promotions. We will show and prove all the records and everything that we need to do to make sure that you know that your donation is safe. Thank you for your help. And now we want to open the floor for comments and testimonials. First on the list will be Elliot.
No.
Our Elliot is in the house. Can you hear me? And let's see if we can hear you.
I can hear you well. Hello, Brother Fard. Nice
Excellent.
to see you.
This is our brother in faith. Now, let me just tell you, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, for those of you who are wondering, what is a Caucasian doing here? Well, I have to bear witness. The minister has Caucasian friends all over the world.
Good.
You know, this is nothing new. The honorable Elijah Muhammad said to our people once in a meeting, he said, we should respect and show respect to those who are trying to help us and show respect towards us. These are the words of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the reason why I say this, brother, is because our people, as you know, have been through so much pain. To this day, America is drenched in the blood of Black boys and girls, mothers and fathers. So when they see a Caucasian, none of us should be, and I say to my Caucasian family, you should not be offended, because you did not do what happened, but it's happening from those who look like you.
I'm aware.
So that's why our people may have a negative reaction at the front, but I had to tell you, this is not the way to react. Rise above the emotion into the thinking of God, and let's hear what our brother of the faith, Elliot, has to say. Go ahead, Brother Elliot.
Okay, thank you, Brother Fard. And it's a pleasure to see you and meet you and talk to you a little bit. And I enjoyed watching the clips of Minister Farrakhan, particularly from 1995, you know, at the Washington Million Man March. One of the things I heard the minister say was the quote from the Bible: "You will love your brother as yourself." And that's in the Old Testament. It's in the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so important. In Hebrew, the words are "V'ahavta l'orecha kamocha." And it's a song. It's a beautiful song, too. And I can tell you that I'll tell you a little bit about my biography. I grew up in New York City. I'm Jewish. My father served in the Army during World War II. And I'm also a lawyer, and I'm well aware of the history and the challenges faced by our fellow Black Americans. And I've handled civil rights cases, and I'm aware. And I have great affection for the American Black community. You will love your neighbor as yourself. The Nation of Islam is a religion. I have a religion. My religion is Jewish, and we should be friends. It's a matter of trust. When somebody tells me they're not anti-Semitic or not anti-Jewish, why shouldn't I believe them? I should believe them. And we should judge people for the good. There's another expression in Hebrew, dan l'kaf schus, to judge people favorably, to give people the benefit of the doubt. And what I'm hearing is good. We're not anti-Semitic? Fine, I believe it. We're not anti-Jewish? Fine, I believe it. We're not anti-anybody. And I've observed with my own eyes that the Nation of Islam, your religion is peaceful. You're not involved in any of the violence that we've seen over the past few years, which comes from many different ethnic groups, from white people, from Black people, from other people. You're peaceful and I'm peaceful. So why shouldn't we be friends? That's what life is all about.
Yes, sir.
So, you put out this petition. Take us off the hate list. These two organizations are the ADL. They do some good work. The Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center. They do good work. And the Nation of Islam is on there. If the Nation of Islam, not if, when now the Nation of Islam is saying, we don't hate, we're not anti-Semitic, we're not anti-Jewish, we're not anti-white, we're not anti-anybody, they should take you off the list because you're not a hate group. Because that's what you're saying, because it's trust, it's a matter of trust. That's just, so I believe you. You know, I'm an activist also. I'm an activist for child protection. And for so many years, you know, people, victims, abuse victims, I hate to say it, sex abuse victims, I'm not comfortable with the phrase. Women and children say, I've been victimized, I've been abused, I've been, God forbid, raped, I've been assaulted. And people have not believed them, and they look for technicalities. And no, we have to we have to believe people. And I heard your minister say at this march, I will not abuse, I will not assault, I will not use bad words, I will not use the B word. That's good. So what are we talking about? We're all on this. We're on the same page. So we have to believe each other and trust each other. So that's good. I'm here, and I'm thinking about writing a letter, my own personal letter, which I'll sign to the ADL and also to the Southern Poverty Law Center, and I'll set forth my point of view that the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan should be taken off their hate group list because you're a religion. And you have a Bible, and you have an Old Testament, a New Testament, a Quran. That's good. And if the state of Israel recently made peace brokered by the United States, they made peace with several Arab Muslim countries. Certainly, we Americans, Jews, and the Nation of Islam, and whatever other groups, we can make peace too. We don't need governments to do it. We can just do it ourselves.
I agree 100%. I have no problem with anything you just said. And this is the type of dialogue that the Honorable Minister Farrakhan has constantly requested of the Zionist community, the Jewish community in general. Let's sit down and have a conversation. And if need be, a showdown, and whoever doesn't submit to truth, including himself, he said, you could have my head.
We have just put out a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Book 1 and Book 2, with over 2,000 footnotes from Jewish rabbis, scholars, and historians. Now, come on and get the book and tell us if anything we said in the book is false.
We need to have the debate that I was referring to earlier, because this book was referred to by Mr. Potok as filled with inaccuracies, filled with untruths.
See, that's a liar. I'm calling you that, Potok. You are of your father. He was a liar from the beginning. We want to sit down, and expose you for the liar that you are, or the demon. Let's come on out and let's have the showdown, because it's time now that black people should go free from your control. You want them to you want to use me as a litmus test before any black man can rise. Let me tell you, there was a young violinist, a great young girl. She's 16 years of age. She was everything that I ever hoped to be. She was studying at the University of Indiana. And she had a tremendous Jewish teacher as her teacher. She and her mother knew nothing about me. But that man, according to the mother, told her, the mother, that if this child ever has anything to do with Louis Farrakhan, she will never get another lesson. Now that's hate. I have never done any act of hatred towards you all.
How did that even come up?
How do you mean?
I mean, you said it was a black girl?
Yes.
And her mother, and they were being taught by...
Well, they came to me, and she played for me.
Oh, I see.
And I gave her a $5,000 scholarship. And I didn't ask for it, but the mother told me that the teacher told them. She didn't even know who I was. but the teacher made me known. Let me tell you something. You're also frightened of Farrakhan, not because I'm a murderer, but see, this thing, this truth that's in my mouth is what scares the hell out of you. But it's not my fault. If you were not doing wickedness, the truth couldn't find you.
You know, he would give his life for truth. You know, so if he was in error, you know, the minister would submit. You know, and he said that publicly millions of times. So, and I, you know, not millions, but you know, I'm just saying. You know, this has been said so many times, not only by the minister, but by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who put up thousands of dollars. If you could show him anyway in his teachings that that he was wrong, he was gonna give hundreds of thousands of dollars right on the spot to whoever could prove he was wrong in what he was saying. But the bottom line, it wasn't about who's better and who's, you know, this is petty. You know, we don't look. We, like I said in our last meeting, what would we be doing if we would be concentrating on being the aggressor? That's a waste of time and energy. There's so much needed to be done on this planet to cure so many illnesses, to heal the ocean, the suffering of all the people on earth. What are we talking about attacking each other? Do you see ants doing that? No. Do you see even dogs when they're barking at each other? They're just playing. They really don't want to fight.
Right.
You know, if you've seen the video, there's a video of two dogs barking and there's a gate in between them. They're barking, and then the owner pulls the gate away and the dogs run away. They don't really want to, they just, you know, really, we don't want a war. We don't want to fight.
Yes.
That's a waste of energy. It's better for us to focus on getting certain things like electricity for everybody. Why are we paying for that? Why are we paying for water? If we allow this to persist, we'd be paying for the air we breathe. Thank God we're not paying for the air. And let's give Elliot a digital clap and a round of applause for his testimony. And we have Brother Fred on the line. Brother Fred, are you on the is your mic on? Can you hear us?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Brother Fred is in the building.
How are you today, sir?
Excellent, excellent, man. You were at our first meeting, and you're here again at our third. Of course, this is a testimony opening, and comment. Floor is open basically for you to make any comments. You can talk about what you've done to help promote the event. I mean the petition. Any feedback you've gotten, etc.
Well, I'm just glad that the petition has been made. You know, it's very important. People should just take the opportunity just to read it. Even if they don't sign it, hopefully everybody sign it. But there's a lot of good information in the petition. You know, it gives a valid argument. I'm just really happy that that you put this petition together. It's something that's really needed. And I've been, you know, passing out the petition to different people, and some people have been signing it. I'm really happy about that. You know, I think Elliot had a lot of good things to say. You know, it's kind of hard to add on what he had to say. It's really he had really good stuff to say. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred.
Yes,
You're welcome, sir.
Fred, where you from? Can you tell us where you're from, approximately?
I'm from New York, also.
Oh, me too. I'm from Long Beach.
Really? Wow. Cool.
Well, I'm a native New Yorker too, man. New York is in the building. I'm very pleased that the East Coast is representing. I'm right now in Houston, but 100. I'm 100 with this, man. This is great.
I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Wow.
Now I live in Long Beach.
That's what's up. So see, we got troopers up in here. People who have been through some hard knocks. You know, it's not weak cloth up in here, man. Everybody is Teflon, man. You know, so let's let's keep this unity going as a sign, a small sign of a great beginning that is yet to come.
Okay.
If there's any other further comments, I want to just get right into how you can help. You who are watching, again, go to change.org/hands-off-Farrakhan or saviorshelper.com and sign the petition. As Brother Fred just said, read it, because you need to know how this all started. Why is the Southern Poverty Center and ADL making such a claim? What caused them to feel so comfortable at making such a claim, and why hasn't there been enough sounding of rejection of this claim if it's not the truth as it is? It is a bold-faced lie. You know, just seeing the people you see right now on this call, in this meeting, just seeing us right here standing together in genuine conversation, in agreement with each other, that the minister is not a hater, that he's being lied upon, that this is a malign, this is mischief making at its worst. You know, this is very low. It's a low blow to the character of the minister who has worked so hard, man. I mean, he's been working for over 60 years on the front lines for the upliftment of our people, you know, and really, brothers and sisters, a man like that shouldn't be disrespected. He's one of our elders. He's a teacher. He's a good man. I've met him personally. I remember when I was younger, and I met Minister Farrakhan briefly. I was able to speak to him, and I hugged him, and I said, I thank you for what you're doing for my people. I love you. And he said, I love you too, brother. And it was such a genuine moment in my life. And I've written him, and he's written me back. I'm talking about in the early days when I joined the nation. Then later on, I became a security man, where I was able to do security for him, and got to see him work with others and other people throughout the world, and people coming to see him of all races, not just Black people, but everyone was coming to see Minister Farrakhan. Police officers who secured him, prayed with him, of all colors, classes, and creeds. Brothers and sisters, if you don't know, now you know. And I want to thank you, my participants who are here once again. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules. We are about to close, and in the name of Allah, God, who is called in many names, again, thank you so much. And please, brothers and sisters, share the petition. Go to groups on Facebook and just get in the conversation and add the add the link in your comments, and that will help as well. Please continue to live your life in peace, and never to be the aggressor, but if aggressed upon, fight like a brick wall. Have a blessed day, and thank you for being with us. This is Fard Abdul Salim Muhammad with the Saviours Helper channel. Again, thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, Fard.
Have a blessed night.
Good night.